All right, here we go. Happy full moon. So the full moon is technically tomorrow, but as you know, the energy is upon us 2 days before and 2 days after because nothing is solid. Life doesn't work like that. It's fluid, it's vibrational. And so we are already in these energies. We are very much in them, but it will come to a pinnacle tomorrow. So I'm doing this a little bit ahead of time so that we can prepare our best, so that we can just be a step ahead. And as always, I'm really just doing what I feel is right intuitively. So I'm very excited because this is the first live that I'm doing in a while. I decided to stop them, and then I just decided to bring them back because, because it felt right from many angles. So this full moon feels like a really important one. It feels super powerful. It doesn't just feel like a full moon. It feels like a full moon of full moons. It feels like a really big deal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because we are just feeling the springtime energy. It's the full flower moon. You can look that up. You can research that, see what it means for you. But it feels like a big deal. And a lot of people around me have been agreeing with me when I say that, God, we're excited for this reading. I've been waiting to do this, you guys. So thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in to be here with me now. I appreciate it. And I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle for a moment. Okay, I've already shuffled quite a bit here, but I'm going to continue as people tune in. And then the video will be up on YouTube, just youtube.com/Rebecca Magic. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe so you get notifications every time I upload a video there. So much love is filling the space. Y'all are uplifting me in such a good way. I've been feeling hot. I'm carrying this little ice thing here so that I can cool my head down, yo, because I'm a hot head. Because I'm hot-headed. Because I'm freaking overheating from all this energy, you know. It's not a bad thing. I just got a lot of chi, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of you will agree, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. It just feels so powerful. I need to cool down a bit here and there. So what are you guys up to for the full moon? I'm going to be planting some things and repotting some things. I'm excited about all that. And I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of travels planned for the summer. My son's 7th birthday is right after the summer solstice. Ooh, there was a lot of s in there. So a lot of fun things coming, and I hope that for you too, because it feels like a collective thing going on. It feels like we all are coming to this point where we've been revving our engines, we've been building our chi, and we're about ready to release. Not just yet, though. All right, I'm going to split the deck, and then we're going to begin, okay? So while I have it split, I want to ask you guys, first of all, to think about what are those themes that have been on your mind? What are the thoughts that have not been able to be cleared from your mind and from your vessel? What feelings and emotions have you been carrying? Whatever those are, just acknowledge them for a moment and ask them to please take a seat so that we can create a space to be filled with that wisdom that we are seeking. Because if we're asking a question, we're obviously implying that there's something we are not seeing yet. There's something we don't know, and we're about to call that in. Okay, so go ahead and ask whatever that is to take a seat so that we can make the space within each of ourselves, so that as a collective, we create an expansive space for the most wisdom to come through and enter us. Okay. The questions that I want to ask today for the collective as well as each individual, because as is the microcosm, so is the macrocosm. The questions I want to ask are, what is being revealed under the light of this full moon? What is the thing that's fully being revealed to us now that is so in the light that we can see it so clearly, more than ever? Okay, I also want to ask, what are we completing and leaving behind? What is the next cycle going to be about? Can we have a little foreshadowing of that? Thank you. All right. And when you're ready, when you've created that space, just go ahead and connect with the deck however you like. Use your imagination, because that's where the realness lies. That's where the magic is. It's all in your mind. Which is also the heart, because the heart is all there is. And when we were created out of this light of the heart, reality spread, right? Like light as a spectrum, like a rainbow. And then each of these centers within us became hearts. They're like hearts. So I think of the mind's eye as another heart. Okay, so that's where it all begins. So however you want to connect with the deck, go ahead and do it now. Meet me here. So what has this cycle been about? What are we completing? What can be seen in its fullest light right now that is also going to be left behind, as it is the burning bridge that we cross to walk to the future, which is here? What should we keep in mind as we move from now to the future? And what archetype are we needing to embody right now? Woo! The very first card is a Major Arcana card. Okay? I only pulled 4 cards. The very first card is a Major Arcana. Arcana means secret, so it's a major secret being revealed here. This is one of the first 21 cards of the deck. Strength. We've been cultivating strength. We've been going through obstacles, and we've been persevering. We've been learning about where our strengths lie, but not just in our strength, but that's a part of it too. But we've been understanding what our strengths are and what strengths are in us that we haven't yet awakened. And we've been awakening them. And perhaps it was a long process to come to that understanding, for those strengths to be revealed. And we are only at the beginning, because once that's revealed, then we have to awaken it and bring it out in us. And so no matter how long it took us to come to the realization of what this strength is in us, all that matters is that we see it now. And again, this card was reflecting what this past cycle has been about, but it's also been reflecting how its completeness and its revelation to us right now. We're able to fully see our strength now, our strengths now. Whatever they are, they're fully revealed to us. They're out on the table. If you don't see it by now, man, you better ask your friend, someone who loves you, to reflect that back to you. And when they tell you, you better hear it now, because we are under the light of the full moon, and there's no better time to see that than right here, right now. So see it through your eyes or through the eyes of another, but it's all one here. So strength. This cycle has been about seeing where that lies. We all kind of have an idea now about what we need to work on and what strengths are inside of us that will be our allies as we move to the future. I definitely resonate with this card. Big cats. Okay, I mentioned that I had a dream about a white tiger the other night, and I can't tell you how many people have been telling me also they've had dreams of big cats this past week. A lot of people. In fact, my partner, same night, right next to me, was experiencing a dream of a big cat. So lions, jaguars, cheetahs, tigers, very significant right now. Take it for how you will. But that definitely came through. So maybe call upon the spirit of a large cat that you resonate with and see where that road takes you. That could be a fun meditation. And we're moving on to the future. The Temperance. It's another Major Arcana card. Every single video, if you watch our videos, you guys, if you watch, and I say ours because this is ours, it's collective. If you watch these videos, I mean, every single reading is powerful like this. There are many cards in this deck, but why do the Royals and the Major Arcanas keep coming up? Because we are in powerful times. I can't make this up. You watch me. You watch me shuffling these cards. We're doing this together. So Temperance, we're moving from strength to temperance. Now our next cycle is going to be all about temperance. Knowing when and how to use our strengths. When and how is really important in this dimension within time and space. In this physical reality, it makes all the difference how we allow that strength to come through these vessels, these bodies. And also when. It's not always the right moment to act. So now we're going to be learning about how to embody those strengths, how to awaken them and act upon them, act with them. And we're going to have to be patient. Temperance is about patience, right timing, divine order, better word, because time means different things in different dimensions. So divine order, which time is a part of that here in this dimension, but it's larger than that. It's more expansive. It's about trusting in divine order and knowing that there is a right time to allow that expression to come through. And it can be tricky and frustrating because as we go through those lessons of having to have patience, we might like mess up here and there, and mess up. It's fine. It doesn't matter. In the end, we're all here for these lessons, and those mess ups or mistakes, it doesn't matter, because they will only bear results that are impermanent. All that goes with us lifetime after lifetime are those things that can be held onto by spirit. I should say thing, because it's only love. Only love can be held onto. Expansion, those things that help the one, those things that lift up, raise up the one, God, of which we are all a part. So don't worry if you mess up. You can try again. You must try again. It's okay. That's why we're here, to learn. So we're going to be understanding how to express these strengths that we've just cultivated in this last cycle in a way that is for our highest good. Another theme of the card of Temperance is purpose, soul purpose, soul direction, our divine plan. So we're going to be learning how to use our strengths for our soul purpose, for divine order. Use our strengths in a way that uplifts the one of which we are all a part, so that when we all use our strengths in this way, we awaken a harmonious synergy. And the awakening of this harmonious synergy is the reason we are here. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We are this already in many other dimensions, but in this one here now, on this earth, we are on a mission. And it's time for these powerful lessons. Something to keep in mind as we move through this cycle and into the next one. And look what came up again. This was in the reading last week for the first quarter activation. Do you recognize it? Those of you who watched it will recognize it right away. The Four of Wands. Wands is spirit. It's fire. It's foundation. It's like a square. The four corners of the square. It's protection. It's order. Oftentimes in esoteric symbolism, you will see a square around a circle. What does that represent? It represents order, protecting the circle of life. Structure for life, a vessel for the body, a form for spirit. So this is all about foundation. Remember that we're creating a foundation, one that is sustainable, one that is built upon spiritual concepts, the ones that really matter. The one thing that matters above all else, that spiritual love and essence that we are. If we build a foundation out of that in any dimension, including this one, especially in this one, because that's what's relevant here now, or we wouldn't be talking about this. If we build a foundation based upon this, then it will be solid. It will be sustainable. We can have full faith that we will thrive upon such a foundation. Because the laws that rule above rule below, and everywhere. Universal law applies in every dimension. And so this came up actually for the future in the last reading for the first quarter. So it's funny, it's kind of showing us like, okay, it's still here because we didn't end the cycle yet. We're in the full moon, but then we have the final quarter because there's 4 quarters to the cycle. And so it's saying that we're on our way there. Remember, this was the future in the last reading. It was saying we're coming to this. And now this reading is showing us the future is this. You see the progression? But we're holding on to this image because this is the final result. So as we learn to use our strengths that we just discovered in a way that serves our soul's purpose, in harmony with the soul purpose of all those around us in this dimension, we are really working toward the most sustainable foundation for our future to thrive upon. You see that couple in the middle? There's a blue and a red representing spiritual and physical in harmony. They're raising those flowers, right? I don't know if you could see them. It's kind of small. They're raising those flowers. It's a sign of success and victory. A solid victory that's sustainable. Again, wands are spirit, fire. So remember that we're learning to use these strengths. We're cultivating them in a way that will serve our highest purpose here now, so that we can build a foundation to continue to grow. So it's saying to remember this, I feel, because we're going to meet challenges when we activate and awaken these strengths and learn how to use them through these bodies, to express them through these bodies in this physical realm, of course it's going to be maybe not difficult, but there are many things that could be strange, interesting, intriguing, whatever. It could be anything positive or negative, but it's definitely going to be new and different. And depending upon how much awareness we carry with us through this process, it could be anything. We could experience it as anything we want to. So this card is our ally, telling us to remember what we're doing this for, so that in those moments of struggle or curiosity or uncertainty, we're like, oh yeah, like keep going. Of course it's going to feel new. Of course it's going to feel new, because we want to bring about new results. A foundation like this, I'm looking for the card, it's in my hand. If we want to bring this about, something that's never been in this realm before, a solid foundation like this where we could thrive in our synergy. That's never been on planet Earth before. Look at the war. Look at the war. What's it for? For form, foundation. So if we remember that this is why we're doing it, then it will make it so worth it. And it will make it a lot easier, because although we'll still have to go through the motions, we will be carrying God with us. We will be carrying the greatest ally. And the card that we need to embody right now, the archetype that wants to be embodied at this particular time in space, is the Two of Swords. And swords is the mind, it's air. And two is about balance. The key word here is indecision, undecided. Okay, maybe we feel confused about two different things, or maybe we feel confused about multiple things. Where should I go with this relationship? Where should I go with this job? Where should I go with my home? Maybe I don't know if I want to live in India, or if I want to go to China, or there's so many different travels I want to do. I'm not sure which one to start with. Like, where do I begin? And that's a blessing to have so many options. We shouldn't be upset about having options. It's a blessing. Look, in life, we can go any way we want to. In any moment, these archetypes are present. In any moment, we have that available to us. We have all of the power that we need inside of us. So indecision can be a healthy thing. Sometimes it's not the time to make a decision. At that point, it's better to let it go, because we begin to overcrowd our minds so much with all these different opportunities and ideas that we end up not giving our full attention to any one of them, and then all of them fail. And that's the only time it's really negative to have so many options, correct? It's a positive thing. It's a blessing. It's life. Life is a spectrum of colors. Life is a rainbow. There are always going to be so many options around us. We can go this way or that. It's all up to us. And so before we can make decisions, before we can actually get our heads clear, we got to kind of clear it all out. We kind of got to let it all go for a moment. And I believe that's what we're being asked to do at this moment. If you feel like you've been struggling with, all these different ideas, maybe put them down for a moment and just tune in. Go into prayer, go into meditation, and ask, what is best for the whole? And hang tight. We're at the full moon, but we have some integration to do. Okay, so when everything is being revealed, then we have the final quarter. People think, oh, the full moon's here, this is the integration, but it's the beginning of the integration. You see, we still have this whole last quarter to complete. And so once we complete that last quarter, right before the new moon, the next cycle, we'll have a better idea of where to go. I promise you, it's always that way. We tend to get so worked up and anxious about, I don't know where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do, and just chill out, because the signs are all there and you're flowing in perfect time. Remember to trust. Remember to trust. Remember to trust in divine order. So move with nature. Look to nature. She is consistent. She is loyal. Look for the signs. We just received all of these answers under the light of the full moon, full picture illuminated. Now, as the integration starts, we will slowly say, okay, now the puzzle pieces are being put together. And we will surely know which way to go by the end of this integration period at the final quarter, which I will do a reading for that one, of course, so please stay tuned. Stay tuned and keep up with these readings. So put it down for now. Put it down for now. It's not time yet. We haven't integrated yet. This is just the beginning. And the full moon isn't even today. The pinnacle is tomorrow, and then we will really start to come back into ourselves and integration, okay? then we will know. So don't kill yourself over making a decision right now. Just tune in and let go. Connect to your divine source. Connect to God. Connect to God. Allow everything you learned about your strength and your strengths to settle in. These are new to you. This is new information. I mean, it's ancient. It's timeless. But we're newly seeing it in this dimension, in time and space, right here, right now. So allow that to sink in. Trust in right timing. Know that we're understanding. We're beginning to understand. We're learning how to use these gifts. And by the time of that new moon, we will have direct guidance as to which way to go. And that way will reflect an opportunity to express those strengths in a way that is truly working for the highest good, which means rest assured that when we take that step, we will be moving in the most graceful and efficient way possible. Do not waste your time right now, when you could be integrating everything you just learned, on stressing about, well, what if I end up making the wrong decision? Then you're never going to take the first step because now you're afraid. And that's taking away from the energy that you need right now to integrate everything that just happened. Don't skip ahead. Cheaters don't win. Slow and steady wins the race. This is how it is in time and space. And so trust that by the time of the new moon, we will be moving in that direction of the most efficiency, with the most grace, on the path of truth, as shown to us by Great Spirit, outside of our egos, outside of all this indecision and like, oh, I don't know which way to go. There's so many things. I don't know what I want. I don't know who I am. Let it go. You don't need to know. Spirit will show. So relax and let it go. Okay. I'm liking these numbers I see here. This is a really powerful time we're in. I encourage you to look into the stars, see what's going on out there, because it's going on in here, and awareness is key in this reality. You can get to understand what's happening out there to better understand what's happening in here, to empower yourself to take the reins. So I encourage you to see what's happening in the stars, see what's happening with the numbers of the dates today, tomorrow. If you're into gene keys, if you're into human design, look into all that fun stuff. There are always fun keys in every moment, especially at the time of the full moon or the new moon, first quarter, final quarter. Okay? And it's springtime right now, and so there's so much life. There's so much magic blossoming. There's so much prana. There's so much mana. Drink it in. Use it to inspire you right now as you learn to cultivate your strength and use them in a way that is for divine order, for the divine plan, why we are here, so that we can create the foundation. This is why we're doing it. So hang in there. Remember, this is all worth it. And let go of the indecision and ego mind so that God can show you the true path, so that Great Spirit, of which you are connected to. It's not like you have to surrender to anyone, but the one who cares about you and loves you unconditionally in your own reflection. The great Mother, Father, God. Let it go. Don't waste your time worrying about not making the right decision or taking the wrong path. Know here now, you will walk the right path. And the only thing that would keep you from doing that would be your own doubt, which, yes, will lead to distractions and lessons, which in the end will be fine. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Do you want to take this quantum leap? Because we're living in a time now where we have belief in such tools as these cards. We have an understanding of them in a way that's not dark, but in a way that we are open to them because they're just a reflection of us. And because we are opening up to each other in such a way, we're offering each other tools to take these quantum leaps together through belief, simply belief in ourselves, in ourself, that we're all part of, one self. So it's up to you. Do you want to keep learning the same things over and over again, or are you willing to be a part of this mission so that we can help each other to grow in ways that we never knew were possible? Magical ways. Leaping through time and space. Okay, so let it go. Trust the right timing is coming. And you will walk the right path. Relax. Give everything into the relaxation so that you can open up. See everything. See the fascia spreading, relaxing, opening up so that more light can enter you right now. Rest and allow everything that we've gone through this past cycle to sink in so that we can best prepare for the next cycle. Don't overthink things. Don't overanalyze or overcomplicate things. Just trust and surrender. Trust and surrender. Trust and surrender. Cultivate your strengths that were just revealed to you. Because right now, even if you knew your strengths, now you see them in a whole new light. So just see them and appreciate them. And understand that we're learning to embody them in a way that we never have before. Be the warrior that you are. And it doesn't just mean physically, but I'm saying mentally and emotionally. Be a well-rounded warrior. Cultivate those strengths that lie inside of you. For me and for all of us. So that as we all do this individually, we collectively create such a society that is ready to build a foundation of truth so that we can really start rebuilding this world and we won't have to keep being knocked down. Not this time. No more war. What is it for? I feel called to pull one more card, so I'm just going to do it. Okay, and then I'm out of here. So let's do it. One more card of what wants to be embodied right now. The Knight of Pentacles. And this is the Fire of Earth. It's building a new project, starting a new project. Could be, it's acting upon a new idea for this physical reality, a vision you have for this physical reality, this physical plane. So whatever projects you've been keeping in the back of your mind, or whatever you've been wanting to do with your hands on this plane, whatever you've been wanting to build or cultivate, especially new projects, keep those in mind. Don't let them go yet. You're going to act upon them. That's not yet. That's not yet. We still have this integration period to go through. But keep those in mind. Don't let them go. Don't be discouraged. Whatever projects you've had in mind that you've been wanting to start, you're going to have all the energy you need and all the clarity you need to make it actually happen. Just hang in there. Let go of your mind for a little bit. And there you will find God and be guided to the future. All right, thank you for joining. Thanks for tuning in. I love having your presence with me. It really does make everything so much more magical, and I'm really glad I got to experience not doing the live videos for a while, and now today doing this with you felt awesome. Remember, you are a warrior of body, mind, and soul. Fighting only when, only where it is necessary. And this does not mean physically. Sometimes it means a battle inside with conflicting sides of self. Conflict begins within, as everything does. So cultivate strengths that are going to be beneficial for the divine plan, for the carrying out of the divine plan. And most importantly, right now, just rest and allow these things to sink in. Because the full moon is only the beginning of integration. The full moon is the illumination of it all. And then it sinks in. And then we do the work of opening up to it and taking that truth that's being illuminated and applying it to everything we just went through. You don't just receive the answers and you know everything. No, once you receive wisdom or once you see a new truth, you have to really let that sink in. You can't just take it for what it is. You need to let it sink in and see how and where it resonates with you and weave that truth into your web of who you are. So how does all this that's been revealed today apply to you and everything you've gone through? How does it apply to what we're collectively going through? Take the time from now until the final quarter. You don't have to rush. The new moon is not yet. We have a break from the full to the new, and that is specifically so that we can integrate and then prepare. So just rest and let go of your indecision. It's not time to make those anyway. I'll see you all for the final quarter. In that reading, we'll talk about the preparation. That will be our completion of integration, and we'll talk about preparing for the new moon to come. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. And Shabbat Shalom. I'll be lighting the candles in a bit here before sundown. And just really quickly, for those who don't know what Shabbat is, it is a ritual. You're welcome to look it up. Shabbat, S-H-A-B-B-A-T, also known as the Sabbath, which in olden days was Friday night to Saturday night, sundown. But it has since changed to Sunday for many different reasons. Again, you can look it up. But basically, it's a ritual for rest. It's a day specifically dedicated to rest and appreciation of life, the integration of the masculine and the feminine, the mother and the father, the dark and the light, the upper and the lower, the positive and the negative, the active and the receptive. It's a unification of all worlds, everything becoming one. So in short, it's a ritual for unity. And that's for everybody, you and me, all of us. And it's my dream to see this ritual become a worldwide celebration. Because in the land of Shabbat, we are always in that space. And that is what comes after we do this ritual. If we can all align and create a Shabbat type of a ritual and take one day out of the week where we all just focus on our unity and we stop spending money and we stop doing bullshit and work and trying to organize bullshit in alphabetical piles that is for nothing. If we can all dedicate one time in space ritualistically, okay, in a ritual pattern to just unify and celebrate our unity, then what would come after that? What would be next? We would stay in that space and we would live in the Sabbath land. We would live in the Shabbat land. It already is in our hearts. So can we not take one day a week to celebrate that together? It's not just for Jews. It's not just for Christians or Catholics or Buddhists or Muslims. It's for all of us. It's about the one and nothing else, because everything is in that oneness. So I welcome you to be inspired by that. If you feel inspired, please act on it, because action is everything. Action is key. If you feel inspired, do a ritual tonight. Do a little research. See what Shabbat is. You may find that there's an ancient ritual that you want to perform because it holds the energy of all of those who've done it before you. And that's why I light the candles and do something traditional. But there are many different traditions out there, and you can make your own. But remember, the key is unity. So if we can do a physical action of a ritual that we all align in, wow. And that's why I choose to light the candles, because that energy of all of those billions and billions of people across time and space who have done it, that energy is still there. Especially with something so sacred as lighting fire, the fire element, spirit. So I'm open to suggestions for rituals. Let's talk about it. Let's do this. Let's make it as big of a thing as possible. Let's celebrate our oneness as often as possible, but at least one day a week. So please share with me if you're inspired, or if you decide to do a ritual, take pictures or tell me about it. I want to hear. And know that I'll be joining you in the celebration tonight and every Friday night. 18 minutes before sundown is the candle lighting. And you can look up why that is. 18 is a very sacred number, of course. It's a single digit 9. Which there are 9 viewers right now. I love that. So know that I'll be doing that with you if you do it too. And overall, know that I'm celebrating that oneness tonight with you. And that I'm celebrating it each and every night and day and in each moment. Shabbat Shalom. See you for the final quarter reading.